to use a select case statement to create a user-defined function in Excel. Now, we are going to use select case. Now, this one, this user-defined function, which is sign function of X, has already been created with if statement, if block statement. Now I'm going to do this same function, this uche sign function with a select case statement. Now to do that, let me go back to the Excel spreadsheet by clicking this Excel button. Now you have a developer tab. How to create this developer tab? You right click at the customize ribbon. Right click at this ribbon, select customize ribbon. When you go to the customize ribbon, when you look at this developer here at the main tab, if it is unchecked, you check it and click OK. Another way to get it, you go to file, you click the option button, you click the option tab, then now you go to customize ribbon. If the developer tab here, if the developer here at the main tab is not checked, you checked it and also click OK. These are the two ways to get it at your menu, at your main menu, at the main tab. So these are, when you go to the developer tab, you enter the Visual Basic. You click the Visual Basic button, then you go to the Visual Basic environment. You can also go to the Visual Basic environment by clicking Auto plus F11. Let's go back. Let me now click it. If you click Auto F11, if you click Auto F11, you go to the Visual Basic environment. Now, for us to write this program, I would have to use another name. I will just use the initial of my name, which is Uche. I will use U to differentiate the two functions. Now I will just type in the keyword function U sign of X. Enter. U sign of X. Enter. Now, instead of using like in this one, in this function up here, they used if. So what I will do now, I have an expression X. Now, for various values of X, if X is equal to 0, it cannot be solved because sin X divided by X divided by 0, that is sin X divided by 0 to give you an indefinite result. So for you to avoid that, we now have to write a program in order to correct that, to make your function not give you an error result or something that is undefined. So what I will do now is just say select case X. Enter. So I've created, this is a starting point. This is a starting point for the select case block statement. So now I will now say if case 0, for case 0, this is not 0, this is O. For case 0, for case 0, U sign is equal to 1. Okay, 0 U sign is equal to 1. Then case S will now be equal to U sign equal to sine of x bracket close divided by x. Now I'll click shift tab. I will now say end selection, end select. So this is it. Now we will not use these two functions. We have the first function is uj sine x, which is sine of x, and this one u sine of x. Now we'll consider the results from these two functions to see if they have a different result. Now let's click at the Excel button. Let's click at the Excel button now. Let's look at this. We have sine of x divided by x. Now from this formula, when you click at this, if you look at the formula bar, you see I use this uj sine of a4. So let's use it again here. Now this is the x, this is the x value. Now just say equal to uj sine, press the tab key, a4 bracket close, enter. So you see this is what it gets. This one is for the if block statements. Then now let's do for the one I use the select case statement. Now for select case statement, the function is u sine. I'll just say equal to u sine a4, cell a4 bracket close, enter. See, you see the result is the same. Now when we go down at the point where x is equal to 0, you still have 1. So it's possible with this. Then now let's look at this condition where we wrote this function, we wrote this program where you have a function that will tell you the kind of triangle if given the size of the triangle. Now with this one, you cannot use the select case statement to do this, because this one has different kind of expression. Like when you look at this one, you have side A equal to side B and side B equal to side C. Is different from this side A square equal to side B square plus side C square. So you cannot use it in this kind of condition, in this kind of function, in this trie-type function, because you only use the select case where the expression is one expression. But in a case where you have like two expressions, you cannot use it there. You can also use it, let's use it to find, let's say you want to do a root count. Now you can write a function for root count. Say function, let me just call it root count. Now let the root count, you have the coefficient of the quadratic equation, which is a comma b comma c bracket close, enter. Now in this kind of situation, you have this one has one expression. The one expression is the discriminant value, which is d is equal to b square is equal to b square minus 4 times a times c. Now you cannot use select case D. So the situation where the case is equal to 0. At the point where the case is equal to 0, at the point where the case is equal to 0, you have the root is 1. So the root is the root count is equal to 1. Again, at the point where the case, let me press shift tab. At the point where the case is greater than 0, where the case is greater than 0, the root count is 2. The root count is equal to 2. The root count is equal to 2. You press the shift tab. You now case S. Now this one is in the case where the D is less than 0, it will give you a complex roots. But now for real roots it will be 0. It will be none. I will just say it's none. If for real roots it will be none. So I will say root count when for any other value, because for root count when it is 0 and greater than 0, which is positive, and the next one should be for negative. So now this will be none. I will just use a string to express this. So none. So now be none. Now I will now say select and select and select. So it is possible in this case because you only have one expression here. Well, here you have so many expressions, so you cannot use it here. You only use if statement here. You can use it in this case because you only have one expression, which is x. Here you only have one expression, which is d. That is why you can be able to use it in this condition. Now let's test run this root count. Let me just change this. If I change this to capital R, change this to capital change this to C, change this to capital C, then O, next. There should be a space in between. Next. If you look at it now, I need to change this for the name of the function too. So I needed to change
DOI, when you were doing your reference, did you say anything like DOI?
Okay, please. Paste. You need to paste this to change this. So it's totally with this. Now let's test run this. Let me go back to have this A, this is B, this is C. Now let's say this is root count. Now you have this as 1, let me 4. This is 4. Now this 1. You have this 0. You have this as minus 5, 2, minus 8. You have this as minus 9, 6, 8, and 16. Now let me just select the whole of this and center it. Go to the home tab and center it. Now let me now use that function here, the root function. This is a root function. Now I will select A18, comma, B18, comma, C18. Okay. So just select C18, bracket close, enter. Okay, I didn't define the D. D should be defined, so I will say dim D as double. So let me close this, go back. See, this is 0, this is 2, bring it down, this is 9. Now let's check the D value so that we know the D value that will now. This is a check to see if the result is correct. So now D is B square. B square is B18 square minus 4 times A18 times C18 is equal to, see, this is a positive value, that is why you have 2 root counts. So this is a negative value, that is why you have none, because it will not be a complex root. So since it's not a real root, it's none. So we don't have real roots here. This one is 0 because this one is one root, because the value of D is 0. Now when you look at the function we created here, we said when case is 0, the number of roots is 1. So meaning that when D is 0, the number of roots is 1. When D is greater than 0, the number of roots is 2. When D is negative, we have none. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Also help me to share the video. Thank you.